Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to demonstrate the Cen Mv cameras using the Cen dashboard and the standard demo network. My name is George Bentinck and I'm the product manager for the Mv camera portfolio. And so let's begin this process of understanding how to demonstrate not only Meraki but also the Mv camera to a customer. So the first thing you should probably sort of get the customer familiar with is this idea of everything being in a single pane of glass, everything being in dashboard, this one management interface for all your IT needs. It could seem strange at the beginning to think about having your EMM, so your enterprise mobility management, managing your Apple devices, pushing apps to your iPad, sort of setting the Android for work configuration on your latest Google Pixel phone. And in the same interface, with the same login and the same look and feel, with no need to go and do additional training or to read manuals and instructions, you can control and manage your physical security infrastructure, such as your cameras. This is how Meraki can become sort of the one-stop shop for the lean IT organization. And you can see that on the left-hand side, this sort of navigation pane in dashboard shows us all of the products that we have available. Now, if I go into cameras here and then I click on monitor and cameras, this will give me a list of all of the cameras. And you can see if we've had any problems on the cameras. You see the cameras would show offline. You can see if they're online, they're green, and you can see their connectivity over a period of time using the red bars. Now, if I was to just very quickly go over here, it says wireless, and we click on access points, you'll see that we have almost an identical looking page. All that we've done is we've added a few more columns to this particular table, which we could also do for the cameras to give us the specific information we're interested in for this network. So you don't have to go and learn a whole load of new things to move between one product line and another. One skilled person can manage all of these different things. It's very easy to overlook this and for this to just be an assumed thing, but it's worth pointing out to customers. And this video is about how you explain the benefits of Mv and the Meraki dashboard to customers. So really, I like to start off by explaining some of the core concepts of the Meraki philosophy, simplicity, ease of use and management, and how it's highlighted in how you use dashboard. So another good example of that is if I go back to cameras here and we go into cameras under monitor, I can add another column and I'm going to go down to the one that says Ethernet LLDP. And if I do that, you see it has some information about the switch that it is connected to, or this particular camera is connected to. Now, if I click on this, it's going to go out, and if this is a Meraki switch in my dashboard, it's taken me not only to the exact switch, but to the exact port on the switch that camera is connected to, and we can see the traffic on that switch and various other configuration and operational pieces of information. This end-to-end troubleshooting is so powerful. You can even see the reverse here. It's showing the Meraki MV21 cloud managed indoor HD dome camera is attached to this port and how much power it is consuming. So this is really of high value. It's very easy to troubleshoot. And the way I like to describe it is a self-documenting network infrastructure. Time and time again, I've worked in environments or spoken to customers where their documentation was out of date the minute they wrote it. And you need to have very sort of strong practices to ensure it's kept up to date. Well, why don't you take that effort, all the effort that went into the documentation, which is critical, and have the network, have the infrastructure self-document, because all the information is automatically collected and kept up to date for you. Another great example is if I go in here and I look at some of the things such as our topology. Now, unfortunately, this might not render particularly well inside my small resolution that I'm recording this particular demo at. So do bear with me, but you can see that we have our core switch and some of our other switches. And if I expand this a number of levels, instantly you can see it collapse not only another tier of switches, but also the other connected devices. So we've got Meraki access points, we have Meraki telephones, and we have the cameras as well. And so you're not having to go and draw these diagrams which go out of date in Visio. This is automatically connected and delivered for you. And should you want to print this out on your large format printer to stick on the wall, you can do so with the buttons up here. So some of the basics are more than just basic. They're just really useful day-to-day tools that it's easy to take for granted. So if we dive into the cameras a bit more, let's go and have a look at them specifically. So if I wanted to demonstrate the MV cameras to a customer, I normally start on this page. I find it normally works well to tell a story where you are explaining the use of the camera in a particular scenario and start off with something relatively basic and then build on that. And so we have a number of cameras in this particular network. You see we have 46 and they're deployed in different parts of the office. And if I hide my Ethernet information here and instead I'm also going to hide the MAC address just so on this small resolution I'm using we can see things a little more clearly, and I use tags. You can see that I have deployed these cameras with some tags to help me understand where they are, and we can very quickly search through those. So if I type 4th, we saw all the cameras on the 4th floor. Instantly, without pressing enter, I have a list of all the cameras that are available, or maybe I want to see all the ones that are at an entrance. So I can type entrance, and now I have all of the ones at an entrance. Maybe I'm just interested in the cameras outside. And so here we have all the cameras on the exterior of the building because I've tagged them with the word outside. This is really, really powerful. Okay, I have 46 cameras here, which is not a small number, but it's not a huge number either. Imagine if I had a whole campus, a university maybe with 600 cameras. This very quick way of finding the cameras that are of interest is really, really powerful. Now, in the demo, there are some cameras that I'm going to recommend that you use primarily for the demo. Now, we do have some in here that are called the coffee bar. Now, if you're watching this video and you've previously demonstrated the coffee bar cameras, these cameras are going to be going away shortly, or they may already have left the dashboard by the time you watch this video, and so these are no longer recommended for the cameras that you should be demonstrating. The ones that I recommend are a new set of cameras that are in our bike room. So if you type the word bike, you can now see all the cameras for our bike room, and we have them deployed in various instances, and these, compared to our coffee bar cameras, set up in a sort of true surveillance or security deployment. So in a way where you would want them to be like that for protecting your bicycles and the entrance and exits of the building, rather than protecting your cookies at the coffee counter from someone taking them while your back is turned and you have no chocolate chip cookies left. So this is a bit more realistic in terms of how people can interact with the system. So if I go click on one of these cameras, it's going to take me into this one particular camera. Now you can see I have the camera name and it says stream starting, and we have a sort of grayscale image at the background representing the view that that camera has. And now the camera has loaded. Now, because we are not local to this camera, we are remote from this camera, we have a little icon here that says Cloud Stream. And so that little startup, that little spinning wheel and where it says stream starting is the process of us dynamically creating a cloud proxy for your video stream. So what does all of this mean? Well, if you've watched one of my other presentations which talks about the architecture, we deliver video to customers that request video in dashboard the most efficient way possible, and they don't need any special form of internet connection. So what I mean by that is if you are local to the camera, so you're on the local network, you can access the camera directly, so it's available via its IP address, then we will stream video directly to your browser on your client device from the camera without any use of your WAN at all. And this is all done automatically, and it's all done via HTTPS, so all your video stream is encrypted and you get video. And it's delivered really, really quickly. But what if you were remote? What if you were at home? Maybe you're in a different office. Maybe you don't have a network connection to that site. Maybe there is no VPN. How do you get access to the camera? Well, because everything is in dashboard and you can access dashboard from anywhere, it wouldn't be a really good user experience if you loaded dashboard and it said, no video for you because you don't have access to the camera. So what we do is we automatically determine if your device has access to the camera. If it doesn't, then we create a dynamic cloud proxy. What happens is we then send the video from the camera to the proxy and connect your client device to the proxy, and we bridge you video. And this doesn't need any special configuration. This is all automatic and it's all encrypted. So there is no longer any need for a VPN to be able to access cameras at a remote site where you don't have access to that network. This is incredibly simple architecture provides the best possible experience for customers because it just works and the underlying mechanism is transparent to them. It's also secure and it uses the most efficient way it can to deliver you video. In this instance, because I can't access that camera, I have the cloud stream. So here I am, I'm looking at my cloud stream and I have video in my browser. Great. But one of the really important things is that there is no software plugins at all. Again, a lot of the things about the MV camera that make it really simple and easy to use are things that we've taken away, not things that we've added and made it transparent to the end user experience. But underlying that is a lot of engineering work by the team here in San Francisco. So there are no plugins, there is no ActiveX controls, there is no Flash, there is no Java app that you have to install, there is no software executable. We use the latest web technology for delivering video to stream you encrypted, secure video with nothing to install. You can take a brand new computer with a modern web browser such as Firefox, Chrome, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, Safari, Opera, and you can get video without having to do anything else. So we're looking at the video, that's great, but what if we wanted to look at some slightly different video? Well, I can click on the timeline, and what happens in this particular instance is the camera the browser goes to the camera and says, I want this video. Because we're remote, then the camera sends the video to the cloud and then it sends the video to me. And I can click back in time, and each time you can see we have someone here changing the tire on their bicycle. We have that video sent from the camera because all the video is stored on the camera. The video is not stored in the cloud, and it's sent over the network to me and I view it. And it only sends video over the network when you ask for it. So it's very, very efficient. And so you can go through and you can sort of pick different points in time. You can view different time periods, but you can also use this natural language time picker. So I can say things like yesterday noon, and it will go to yesterday at noon and it'll ask for the video from the camera, and now it started playing. Or I could say, let's say